Hey everybody, welcome back to the Game Hut. Alright, so we're going to play this game here. It's called Land of the Vikings. It's actually a sort of survival strategy game. Now normally I typically walk through horror games or scary games on my channel. Probably 90% of my content is scary games. But I like to switch things up a little bit here and there. Do some different kind of genre games. Maybe fantasy, maybe sci-fi, maybe adventure. Some puzzle games, perhaps, and strategy games. This qualifies as a strategy game, more like a survival city builder kind of strategy game. I'm sure you've all heard of it a little bit anyway. Land of the Vikings. So I'm probably only going to do one video segment of this, just to give you all an impression of the game, and I may make a certain kind of review at the end of the first segment. I might go to a second segment video. We'll see how long I want to kind of keep going with this game. If you all tell me down below in the comments that you'd like me to do more segments, I could keep going. I could probably keep going playing this game if you'd like me to. But for now, I'm just going to promise maybe 1 or 2 segments. Okay, let's go to new game. So we have 2 modes here. Immersive mode, recommended for beginners in the game, or free play. Now, I had played this game just yesterday for a little while. I tried immersive mode for a moment, and then I switched over to free play because I'm more savvy to these sorts of games anyway. So I enjoyed the free play. It's more sandbox-like. It's more difficult. You can turn off the tutorial if you like in free play, and it's a full-out game. Like, it's a full-out game. You can choose your own map. You can choose a big map if you want. It can be a lengthy game. A lot of fun. I was having fun, but for the sake of this video, I think we're going to go with the immersive mode and put the tutorial on for you all. So, okay, let's read this here. Turn a fallen Viking community into a glorious one again. Defeat your sworn enemies. Immersive mode, village name, we'll just call it Gelling as it is. We got maps, we got small land. Got Valley, we've got Green Bay. Green Bay is the one I like to play on. It's a very big piece of land, but a lot of fun. As you can see it there, it says map size big, map resources are normal, resource distances are near. But for the sake of this video, I think we're going to go with a small land. So map size small, map resources are high, resource distance is very near. So probably a relatively easy map, you know, for this sort of tutorial version game. Now, I believe within this immersive mode, you can also turn off the tutorials as well, I think. It's just that immersive mode is more about... It feels more story-driven. I don't even really want to say story, but... It has the player focus a little bit more on the scenery, the beauty of the game, kind of a step-by-step system, like doing things in a certain order to kind of build. It's a little bit more focused on that, I think, and probably just a little bit easier in general of a game. In particularly, probably the enemies are not as difficult, so the developers want you to focus more on, you know, the beauty of the game and simply building and constructing, you know. So I think that's the difference between immersive mode and the free play mode. Free play is harder. It's a harder game. It's challenging. I played it for about a day there yesterday. It's challenging. So there's a difference. Okay, start the game. Small land.
Beyond the seas, the Vikings, known for their strength and courage, stormed forth like a tempest. They add power to their power, wealth to their wealth. They recognize no force that could stand in their way. With each raid, they strike terror into continents with displays of power, shaking their enemies with destruction and victory, a reckless, relentless ambition. Their return to the village is met with great enthusiasm, yet the intoxication of repeated triumphs is veiling their true purpose, distancing them from their core beliefs. Slowly, they began to forget the gods who bestowed these victories upon them. Blinded by the inebriation of their own might, they remained heedless of the impending wrath. Unrestrained, they ate, drank, and reveled. But they were unaware of the enemy lying in wait. Their lofty arrogance blinded them to the foes at their doorstep. Until the time came, and it was too late to pray to the gods. Heaven's wrath was in the enemy's sword. This time, the cries of victory and arrogance were replaced by the sounds of plunder, death, and destruction. Hopes had turned to ashes. In the midst of destruction, there's still a burning hope. A few Vikings are waiting in hope for a new life, a new beginning. Join them, build your own home, show your courage, and ignite anew the spirit of the Vikings.
Loading. Before the 10th century, Vikings had little distinction between trade ships and warships, and they were all used for overseas military purposes. Oh, I love the Viking Age. I love it. The history of it. I mean, go check out YouTube. History of Vikings. Oh man. What a journey. What an adventure. And of course, they make some pretty good Viking games out there too, you know. Tutorial. Okay. Beginning. Welcome to your village. You can learn how to develop and manage your village by following this tutorial. Continued. In this section, there are keys that you need to use to develop the village. Cutting trees. By pressing this button over here, we can basically circle around trees and choose the trees that we would like our villagers to navigate towards and essentially cut down. Trees will regrow over time. And what else do we have here? Gathering stone. Kind of the same thing, but with stone. Circle around a mine there, and your villagers will go over and start mining. And unfortunately, stone does not regrow back. Once it's depleted, it's depleted. Tutorial construction. Yes, so this middle one here, that is basically responsible for bringing up the build list. And as time goes on and research kind of moves forward, there will be more options to build more things. This is the demolishing button right here. We all know what that does. And roads, to construct roads. Now in this game, whenever you pave out a road, well, they're really just dirt roads, it basically increases your villagers' speed by 5%. Now, it's not much. 5% doesn't sound like much at all. But when they're walking a straight, a lot, like quite the road, it does help. It picks up. It does shave off their work time, right? There are also other things in the game that you can build on the roads or near the roads that also help to increase a villager's speed. And, well, we'll get into those later. Management button. Now, my graphical thing is in the way. I wonder if I can move myself here. 1 second. Can I move myself up here a little bit? Yeah, I did it. So we can see the menu down here. Yeah, we got the, this is the management section here. See the resources, villagers, and other management tools. Okay. Tutorial speed. Those are the speeds right there. In the immersion mode, which is the mode we're playing in, you may want to, if you play this game yourself, you may want to sit at the normal speed number 1. Maybe speed number 2. Because in immersion mode, usually players who play this, especially if in tutorial and beginning mode, it's nice to have time to yourself. And this game can be very relaxing if you're playing on speed 1 or 2. I mean, it's slower paced, it can be very relaxing, you have a lot of time to think and strategize about what you want to do, right? But once you get better and better at the game, or perhaps just more impatient, you can certainly pump up the speed, get to an 8 times or a 12 time. 12 is really fast, a little too fast for me. I tried it out previously, too quick for me. 8 is decent, I like to be between 2 and 8 usually, or if I just want to kind of really relax, I might go down to 1. So, okay. Tutorial day. You can check the days and months in this section. Up above, there, it's highlighted. Okay, new beginning. Finally, we have found a beautiful place where we can settle with the survivors and rebuild our village. Since you are the youngest and strongest among us, that's me, you should now take charge of managing this village. Develop the village, feed the surviving people, take care of them, regain its former strength, and seek our revenge. Seek our revenge. Because there are enemies in this game, basically other tribes and clans. And back in the Viking Age, these were tough times. Everybody was always fighting everybody in the region. It was a crazy time, especially in 700 BC. 700 AD towards about 900 AD before the Vikings started unifying a little bit. Okay, understood. Basic camera controls. There they are right here. Kind of your basic directional keys, really. And we have a few camera. You can sort of circle around and you can zoom in and out. Okay, now you'll notice at the far right of the screen, it says turn left, turn right, zoom in and out. We have the directions there. For life, I can't get rid of them. I can't get rid of that. I'd like to just make that disappear so I have more visual room. But no matter if you play in the immersive mode or you play on the free mode, that is always there. I can't seem to get rid of it. Let me try going into the settings real quick here. We'll take one more look. But I don't think I can get rid of that. Nothing there. This is the control. See that? We're not seeing anything that can help out. These are just your normal command inputs. Scroll all the way down. Yeah, I don't see anything. Do you guys? To check that box off, so we can basically clear that away. So I don't think it's possible yet. This game did just launch. It released. So maybe at some point they will program in an option where we can kind of blank that out. It'd be nice to see the rest of the screen, Okay, so we're on speed number 1 for now. Nice sound effects. See, the birds are chirping. And for now, what we will do is try to cut down some trees. I'll let you guys read that quickly. It's essentially what I just went over moments ago. Okay, so let's just circle a bunch of them here. And then we'll go to the stone mining. Maybe this one here. Whoa. Got a pop-up menu. And we'll get pop-up menus once in a while. Sometimes you gotta choose something, or just follow through with it. Coping with change. Young leader, it is true that you don't yet know how to build a village, but fear not, I will guide you on this journey. Follow the objective you see in the bottom left corner, listen to my wisdom, and let us together construct our new village. I guess I'm kind of ahead of the game, already trying to get to woodcutting and mining. Yeah, we got some stone tucked away in there. So the villagers will start working, basically cutting this stuff down, resources, And this building here, this large building, is the longhouse. That's kind of like the chief house. It's the main village house. And people do not live in there. However, they can sort of spend time there sociably. The families. In this game, it's all about family. You got your parents, you got your children. And they breed. So, yeah, and when you cut down a certain amount of resources, they will actually carry it to the longhouse. They will store it in these kind of side storages. But it's very limited. There's not a lot of resource space that they could store things there. So, you've got to build other facilities to store product, you know, in a better way. Okay. Now let's look for the objectives. So down here below, there's like a, you know, an arrow and a target. Press. Oh, it's already there. I'm just in the way. Can I move this thing? And that's a lock clip, unclip. Okay, that's a little confusing. So there's a clip button here. I'm pretty sure that the unclip means you should be able to move the menu around, but I can't seem to do that. If I clip it, that should be signify lock. Strange. Let me move my webcam out of the way again for a moment. Can I move that? Maybe I was in the way, but no. Can't move it. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna throw myself over here instead and try to cover up some of that stuff because we don't need to see it anyway. And I'll do the rest of my video with me on this side. Alright, so now we can actually see the objective menus, and I think probably most of the other menus in the game will show up right here. Yeah, like I say, they've just launched this game. There's a few things they maybe still need to kind of finesse up and work on, but yeah, hopefully they can have it where we can actually unlock this screen and move this menu around. Okay, natural resources. So the objectives are order a tree to be felled, order rock digging, that we've already done, as they're checked off. We got to assign a builder, build a stone storage, and build a wood storage. Okay, assign a builder. So we need to build. Now it looks like they already cut down those trees. Woo! That's fast. We have, well, it's because we have 21 villagers. Now, not all of them are working for us. I believe a fraction of those are children, and I don't think the children can work, so it's just the adults that can work. Oh, my sound was off for a moment there. Apologize for that. So, okay, before we cut down more wood, let's actually build. We're in the building list. Storage, facilities, wood storage. I'll let you guys quickly read that. And let's plant one right over here. Let's just stick it right up here, I think. Boom! And we'll do the same for, oops, we'll do the same for the storages, stone storage. Now if you notice, it costs some resources to build these. Not very much, just 2 logs and 2 stone, really. I'll place this one right here. I want to leave a little opening here. Maybe I can get a road through there, but I'll place that right here next to the stone quarry. Yeah, pretty cool. If you can zoom right in and see all the villagers. This guy's a torch. You can even click on them and get their names, their stats, what their job is, like what they're actually doing, their spouse, their children, like their family members, their location. Is pretty cool, actually. And also, you can highlight these little pictures that pop up here sometimes, and basically if they have any extra special added effects. So far, I've seen only positive special effects, or added effects. I think maybe I did see one negative, like someone had a problem and there was a negative. Anyway, they'll show up there. the age of the person, you know, yeah, pretty good. Also here we've got like kind of like their strength areas. This is luck, how lucky they are, and usually luck pertains to them finding things or you know, finding things or working in such a manner where they're all of a sudden very efficient for a moment. You know, that's luck for you. It might even work out in battle, that they're luckier in battle. Here we've got strength, how strong the person are. Strength is mostly synonymous with labor, and I also believe combat. And then speed, that speaks to itself. And then we have intelligence, how smart they are. And intelligence mostly only matters with certain types of jobs in this game. Other jobs, like being a laborer, don't really need intelligence for that, so we could probably put the dummies on those type of works. But we always need dummies, you know, in our society. Without the dummies, the intellects would be bored out of their minds, and, well, they wouldn't have a lot of things, you know, the luxuries and accommodations for life. So, you know, all us dummies, we're high valued, actually, in most communities. Okay. Look at them go. Look at them chop away here. I'm purposely spending some time to let you guys, you know, see the immersion of the game. After all, this is a slow-paced tutorial video anyway. There'll be moments where I do speed it up, though. Okay, so up here on the top screen, we've got the actual resources that we do have. These are only the resources that are stored. So resources that are still in transit, meaning if a person's carrying them, if a village is carrying it, that won't add up here. It's only when it's actually sitting in the storage. Also, I believe resources that are currently in build, so they're being laid down and ready to be built into something, they will also disappear from here. So yeah, we've got our logs, we have our planks, plank boards. Planks are mostly responsible for building most of the infrastructure, but logs are sometimes needed as well. And logs are also needed for other things too, like making fire for winter. We've got stone, which is primarily responsible for building. We've got cut stone, which I actually don't know about yet. I've never had to use that yet in my playthroughs. We've got silver, and we've got gold, essentially our monetary monies, and food. Everyone's got to eat here. The years, okay, we got years, we got days going by. What else do we got? We got the population score up here. We've got the happiness score. The happier your villages are, in general, on average, basically means the harder they will work. They will work more efficiently, more effectively, and less problems when you're happy. When you get too unhappy, I think things start to go wrong in this game. I've never gotten to that point yet. And perhaps what kind of prestige effect that you might have with the other tribal clans around us. I haven't played enough of this game to know. I don't know if like the clans come from a physical map somewhere, or if they're just kind of there in the peripheral, like, you know, understanding, or if they're the ones that are actually coming in and perhaps trying to invade our map. I don't know that yet. Heck, I don't even know if the other tribes actually can come into our map and start settling. I don't know any of this yet. I haven't played that. I haven't played long enough for to know any of that. So, okay, we got defense points. So defense points are something you can get as you play the game, and basically it helps to strengthen up the defenses of your village. Helps to give you a bit of an advantage over the enemies as they're coming in, you know, to raid. All right. So, we have to assign a builder. So yeah, we've got to click on a structure to assign a builder. The thing about this game is you don't have to click on every single structure that you're currently trying to build and assign a builder to each and every one of them. You just have to click on any one building structure and assign builders. And basically those builders will go around and build everything all at once. They'll randomly go to any structure and just start building on it. Generally the closest structure that, or a structure that is closest to themselves, and their resource centers. Those are the ones they'll tend to hit first. You can prioritize, though. There are only 2 priorities in this game: normal and high priority. And you can have as many high priority structured buildings as you want too. Of course, if you have too many of them, then they'll start to feel like more normalized, and they'll just start going randomly to whatever, those ones as well. So yeah, but usually I find if you have like 1 or 2 or 3 prioritized building, you can make for good strategy. Okay, builders, let's assign 4 builders. Start working on these. So 2 logs. They're going to start with 2 logs apparently. All the buildings, they come in 1 stage, sometimes 2 stages of building. This is stage number 1, and then after this, when they put 2 logs down, stage number 2 will commence, and it might involve other materials like some rocks or some planks. This is the work bar. As that slowly fills up, it'll tell you when it's going to be completed. I believe that this section here is phase 1 or stage 1, and then this, yep. Oh yeah, so it's both stage 1. I think that these 2 sectors are like stage 1, and then this bit here might be no. How am I looking at this? Oh, it's all stage 1. I don't know why it's kind of divided, is bottlenecked there. But once that fills up, I guess stage 1 is complete, and then there'll be another stage of stage 2 and storage. Oh, that's all it took. Never mind, guys. It was just 1 stage that was necessary. 1 stage, and that's been completed. So now the storage is built, and got some objectives starting here. And as you can see, the stone storage can hold up to 100 rocks. Also over here, this one has been built as well, the log storage, and the log storage can hold up to 30 logs. Now we're going to cut some more trees down here, so I'm going to do a whole bunch of them here. Okay, that mine is depleting, but they're still working on it. We have a new objective window. Carpenter's discovery. Assign a worker as carpenter. Activate working in the carpenter. Use the carpenter cutting area. Okay, so I see we have this building here. We started with this building, and currently there are no occupants working in it. Carpenter. Timber is produced from wood. It's required to construct most buildings. And that some buildings will tell you the most effective worker type that would be best for this building. So talents, and the best talent for this building, the icon here shows power, so that's strength. So people who have strength, who are strong, are best suited for working in the carpenter facility. Let's assign a worker. We can assign up to 2 workers here. And I'm going to choose someone who's strong. So that's the fist sign. We got a 1, we got a 1.1, 1.4. Whoa, this guy's pretty strong. Jest. Heldenson, if I'm saying his name right. 2.3. He's a very strong guy. So we'll choose him. And is there anybody else who's worthy to put here? Yes, we got another one. It's a female. Lagertha. 2.3. Whew. Horrendously strong. Just as strong as this other big fellow we got here. Okay, let's add her. Work status closed. I think we've got to click that on to say open. If it's closed, then they won't actually work. They'll just be assigned to the building, but they won't actually work. So that's something we have to definitely keep mind of. Work status, you want to click it to open. Resources. So basically, for every 2 logs that they take from the storage up there, they're going to bring it back here, and they're going to turn those into timber planks. How many timber planks? I don't know. It might be 2 logs for 1 timber plank. Could be 2 logs for 2. Could be 2 logs for more. Maybe 4. I'm not entirely sure yet. You can also set the max limit. So how many logs will they continuously turn over into planks? I'll just keep it at... Actually, I'll put it to 100. It says 60. I'm going to put it to 100. I think 100 might actually be the maximum. So they'll keep working until they make 100 planks. Then after that, they will stop. They won't turn any more logs into planks. As long as I got 100 planks in storage still. Oh, there's a tree. You guys see that tree fall? That's pretty cool. You can hear them working in there, and actually if you zoom in, you can see them working. Let me, see that? There she is, sawing away. That's the really cool thing that I like about this game. You can actually see in detail all the villagers and exactly what they're doing. Like, they are all physically working. The graphics are actually very well done in this game. If you scroll in here, you can see them carrying their logs one by one. The tree fell down, and they literally chop their wood and they walk it the distance. Really cool. And when they store the logs, you can see every log being added to the storage up until you get to 30. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Same with stone. You'll see them hauling their stone, you know, to location. As you can see, there's some wildlife here. We'll get to hunting later on. We've got some resources that have felled from the tree, but they're not yet collected. So again, these ones will not show up in the stockpile inventory calculator here, not until they actually get to the storage, or get to the storage. Yeah, only storage. So if they're on the ground or they're currently sitting in a building site waiting to be built, those resources will not be calculated here. To reiterate myself. Okay, use the carpenter cutting area. So, oh, yeah. So, they will take wood, or sorry, they will take logs from the storage and bring it here to work on them to turn into planks. You can also assign them to a whole kind of sector, geographical sector area, and they will go out and literally cut down those trees themselves and bring them straight back to this facility, skipping the stockpile altogether, which is more efficient. It's a more efficient way to you know, cut planks. You don't have to do it that way, but you can do it that way, and I prefer to do it that way. So, how do we do this again? I've got to. Okay, so we got these two tabs up here. General tab, which is where we're in now. Then we got to switch over to the cutting areas tab. Switch over to there. You're allowed a maximum of 2 areas that they can basically clear cut. So we'll add area number 1. Now you see this? It's a pretty big area. And we can select where we want them to basically clear cut trees. So we can do this one over here. That'll be my first added area. And then I'll actually do a second area too. Click on it again. And I don't want to make my clear cutting area too close to the wood storage that I already built, because, you know, I want them to single-handedly cut down these other trees and just walk them over. And I don't want a place that's too far away either. Let's see what we got here. I think our guys can walk through here. It looks a little tight, but I think they can walk through here. So we can, let's try this one. Make this another area. Then we'll check back here later, and you'll see how they will cut all these trees down and basically bring it right to the carpentry hut. So the objectives: have wood 3, stone 20, and timber 32. So it's going to take a little bit of time for us to work on that objective. Yep, as you can see, they've got 24 planks there already, and we can also double check that up here. 24 planks. And by wood, they're essentially meaning the logs. I call them logs, but in this game it's just wood. Wood logs. Stone 20, okay, and the planks are timber planks. Yeah, we got houses over here. These are very cheap houses. They're called poor houses. And we've got, they can house a family, basically. So, also, you can check in every house and see what resources they currently have inside of the house. Generally, this is what the homeowners are purchasing and buying. So right now, they got some food in the house. Looks like they got some meat, a little bit of meat, and also some white meat. hovering over this house icon here. There's a little diamond shape. This shows the happiness level of the family who lives here, who are located in this house. Currently, happiness is set to 0. They have no added benefit for happiness. We'll work on that as the game progresses. But the happier they are, in general, once again, is, the happier they are with their homestead. This happiness is specific to the homestead. It's not the overall happiness in the game, although it can help attribute towards the overall happiness of the villagers in the game. But this is more particular to happiness within the family household itself. So the prettier you make the house, or the better accommodations of the house, the happiness level will pick up. And the happier they are here in their house, it does help to amplify the overall happiness of the village, the villagers up above here, if that makes any sense. Okay, let's take another look over here, see what the clear cutting is doing. As you can see, they work pretty quick. We have a lot of villagers cutting. All those trees are now cut down. Oh, there's the last one. And they'll be moving over to this second section now. And all this is happening, by the way, guys, and we're just on speed setting number 1. Excuse me. Have to cough. And we're just on speed setting number 1. So pretty relaxing right now. At some point in the game, when you expand quite a bit, you have a lot of buildings, and you have a lot more territory, it is actually more advantageous just to be on setting speed number 1, because so much is going on. And this is not a micromanaging game by all means, but there's certainly enough to do once you really start expanding. So being on the first speed can be a very good thing. But yeah, for those who become pros and are really quick at stuff, you can put your speed up, certainly. Okay, we're still waiting on... I think we're just looking for timber now. So we have enough stone, we have enough wood. We're just waiting on 6 more timber planks to be built. And then we'll cash in on that objective. Alright, I gotta check my time here on my cell phone. I have approximately 35 minutes for this segment. 35 minutes, and I've got to close down this video, this segment, because I've got to, run some errands. I've got an appointment to make. But I think I will do a second segment for sure. This is a little bit of a short segment. Usually I like my segments being a full-out hour. I'll probably do a second segment. I will do a second segment. Oh, we got the nighttime coming. And everyone needs to sleep in this game, so, they'll work into the evening. The evening, they will work if they have nothing else better to do. But I found that you can build some areas of entertainment in this game, and if they have the option to move to entertainment, instead, they will. They'll amuse themselves into the evening, which actually helps to increase their happiness. But if they're bored and they don't have any entertainment, they will just keep working. They'll work instead. I think they might work a little slower in the evening. I'm not sure. I haven't really tested that, but I feel like things slow down a little bit in the evening time. The morning and the daytime is when they work at their peak efficiency level. From my observation, anyway. This one guy here just holding a torch. Let's see what he's doing. He's not working. See, this guy's not working. He's idle right now. He has no entertainment, but he also doesn't really want to work. He's just relaxing. Yeah, idle. Okay, a lot of them are going idle now. So this is basically their recreation time at this hour. Although we have the carpenters in there, and they're still working. They're still hard at work. So it kind of depends, I guess, on the villager. Let's do a little panning around the map here. We're on small map. We have 3 fishing boats that are belonging to us. We can't use them, though, yet, until we build, like, a fishing wharf or a dock. And then those kind of come into effect. But yeah, look at this. Look at the scene. Pretty nice. These are like the highlands. It's sort of an island, but it's, woo! It really climbs. This is the maximum I can zoom out, by the way. Yeah. So this is the small map. This, like, basically one of the smallest maps in the game. But even at the small map, you can see it's quite big. There's a lot of land here, a lot of space. Can you imagine building across all this? Like, it's quite a bit for a small map. Now, in my previous game yesterday, when I tried this out, I was playing as Greenland, and Greenland is monstrously large. Like, you could probably build several settlement communities across that land and maybe connect them together, you know. Okay, we've got, that objective is now met. So, building a marketplace is the next. Build a marketplace and assign a marketer. Well, let me just correct my angle there a bit better. Go into the building tab. And, let's see, under what tab would this be? Food, probably. That's right. Oh, it is not under food. Okay. Production? No. Life. What? I actually forget where to find the market. Storages? Oh, weird. Okay, I forgot. Storage. Marketplace is in the storage. So, marketplace. It's where food is stored and where villagers shop. It should be in every village. Silver is earned with every purchase. Pre-materials needed for building. We need 6 logs and 30 stones. Okay, so that's the phase 1, or the stage 1 of building. Then stage 2, it's saying here, will be an additional 48 timber planks. That's a lot. This requires a lot of resources. It's going to take some time to build, that's for sure. Also, the marketplace is great. It's a great avenue for your villagers to actually spend money, you know, spend their silver. And whatever they buy from the community, essentially from you as a player character, you will get that silver, that money. It becomes a part of the community collective. So your tribal bank, and with money, with silver and gold, you can essentially start purchasing things with that as well. It'll help to build certain things. Maybe there's trading in this game. Maybe you can trade with other tribal members from across the way. I don't know yet. I haven't played enough of the game to know that. So now I'm gonna try to rotate this thing here. Oops. I'm trying to what was it again? Yes, Z. So the Z key is to rotate. To rotate before you place an item down. Where should I put this marketplace? I feel like the marketplace should probably go closest to a bunch of homes, you know, because everyone's gonna need to walk from their homes to the marketplace to purchase their goods, generally food, but other products too. I also don't want too far away from my stockpiles, because I think some of the stockpiles, they have to move the stockpile into the market, you know, and the market can only hold a certain amount of stock, by the way. I think I will place the market right here, right over here, because I think I would like to essentially build houses around it, and it's not too far away from my stockpiles, so let's do that. Not too bad. I also noticed up here I've got 200 silver. Not too bad. I'm gonna make a few main roads just to increase their speed a little bit by 5%. So let's see how this works. Start it there. Okay, and then maybe what can I do? I will move one down here. Boom, just like that. That costed me 4 silver. That next lay of road. And then it won't let you stretch a road as far as you want. It'll only do a certain, segment of road. So you have to kind of keep laying road, and it charges, I think, a maximum of 4 silver per laydown. So there's one. I'll do another one here. right to the tribal hut. And then I'll keep going because... Yeah, I'll keep going. And if I can, I'd like to try to develop my road up here because I've got the storage, the wood storage and the stone quarry storages. So it'd be nice if they could walk that distance too at a 5% speed increase. There, that should do. It's looking pretty tidy. And do I need anything more? I might also contemplate running a road all the way out here because this is the whole clear-cutting work sector, but I don't think I want to spend that kind of money right now. And they seem to be cutting that pretty quick anyway, so maybe I will not build a road that far out. At some point, being how all the clear-cutting seems just about over now, they will be out of work because there's nothing else to cut as far as clear-cutting. So then, certainly at this point, the carpenters will take from the log storage cabins over here, the log storages, and they'll start manually walking over there and pulling from that resource depot. Now in time, the trees will start to grow back. It just takes a while, but the trees will grow back. As you can see, there used to be a bunch of trees up here too, and they still haven't grown back. When they start growing back, they start as a young tree, and you'll see it graphically on the screen. I think you can cut the young trees too. You can cut them down as well, but they provide a little bit less wood and log. But if you wait till they're fully matured trees, they'll give you the full maximum of resources once cut down. Okay, so the marketplace is being built, and it's a slow process. Some buildings take a long time to build, which is one of the things I like about this game, because when a structure is actually built, especially if it's like a big structure or complex structure, it gives you like a sense of reward, right? It's like, oh yeah, yes, that's finally, I finally built that, and now it's operational. All the resources you pour into it, and yeah, I kind of like that area of the game, that sort of part of the game. It's not one of those instant kind of builds that you see in other survival strategy games. It's sort of painstaking. It feels very realistic. It is a slower paced game, or it can be a slower paced game depending on where you want to put the speed at. But it's also very realistic at the same time. It actually seriously feels like all the workers are manually, getting their elbows dirty, and they're doing everything piece by piece. And you can literally see all the building products being dumped off first. So they dump all the product out first, and then when enough product is dumped, then it gets to the next phase of actually constructing and building it. So the first, as you just saw, the first phase of unloading all the product is now complete, and now it's transitioned into the second stage, which is building. And we require 48 more timber planks to complete the entire build. And we have 4 builders assigned. Now I can assign more builders if I want. We have 4. I can move that up a bit. And I think I will. I'll put it to 6 just to speed this along a little bit more. More workers, the better. Now, builders are randomly taken. Basically, the builders will be pulled from whoever is not currently working. So if somebody does not have a job that is an exclusive job given, they will be the first ones to help participate in building. If you don't have enough... If you don't have enough idle workforce to build, then I believe I don't think the arrow cursors here allow you to put any more workers in there. I don't think so, because the exclusive jobs that you give your workers, like for instance the carpenters over here, I don't think they move out of here. So if I don't have enough people to build, and I keep asking for more builders, I don't think these guys will just leave their job and change over to building. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll stay there. So if I want more builders, I have to X them out. I have to actually ask them to leave their jobs, at least for a moment, and then I can supply for more builders, some more human builders. I think that's how it goes. Looky looky. Okay, we're at 24 out of 48 planks now. So adding those extra 2 workers, a total of 6, is certainly helpful. It does speed things along. Now the more builders you have, of course, means the less laborers you have in other areas. But I think I've got the extra personnel right now, so it's okay. I think people are actually looking for jobs. I might have like 8 people that are actually relatively unemployed right now. Being how nobody is currently cutting down cutting down trees, and I think the rock cutters are also have stopped working. Let's take a look here. Oh, we do need more stone. We're actually running out. So let's find another mine to have them work on. Let's do that. Let's look at the wood storage. It's pretty full. For now, I'm not going to ask anybody to cut more wood down. I know the carpenters are still kind of doing that. Well, they're all clear cutting. It's all complete now. There are no more trees, but that's okay. I've got enough, I think, for now. So I'll wait a while until the trees regrow. Got 33 wood logs. Where are we at now? This is the construction stage. So all the materials are now in place. Those 48 planks. And now they're actually just going to build until it's done. This is so cool, right? You can actually see the workers building. Piece by piece. I love it. You don't really see this in other games of this sort. These types of city builder strategy games. I mean, I'm sure you can all agree, for those who have played enough of these types of games, you never really see this. Usually it's some kind of a instant thing, or you'll see like a quick construct by phase. All of a sudden, a portion we built, all of a sudden, and boom, it'll be the next one until it's done. And oftentimes, you don't even actually see the workers go into the facility at all. It's with some of these games. I mean, there are some games where you see the worker kind of go to the site, and then they might have a hammer and just pop, pop, pop. They're just aimlessly hammering, and then you see the whole structure being built up, in a sort of very generic way. But I have to say that I think this is probably the very first game I've ever played where you can actually see each independent worker working on a piece of the structure on its own. Like, isn't that amazing? So, kudos to the developers for that. That's just absolutely something else. That's absolutely amazing. A really cool sort of graphical feature there. And again, it really brings out the sense of immersion of Land of the Vikings. Not just because we're playing on the immersion mode right now, but even if we're playing on the free mode, it still gives that sense of immersion. It feels very realistic, right? Look at that. We got the leather tarps up. Help shield against some of the rain. Building progression. It's almost over now. They're just about to complete it. Oh, it's done. Look at that. Okay. Now, talents for this building. The best type of worker to put in this building, hover over this icon, it's those with speed. So those who are quick. Probably for packing and stocking, right? Also, I think whoever works here, they have to they are the workers that physically have to leave the marketplace to go and collect the products that they need from the stockpiles elsewhere in the community. Isn't that cool? They physically bring it back to ultimately sell it to the rest of the populace. So we are allowed up to 4 market workers here. Being how we have a pretty small community right now, I think we'll just assign one worker, and we want to make he or she a fast one. We'll go at a 1.9 person. That's pretty good. And 1.5. We'll do the 1.9. Her name is Gita. And we've completed that objective. And these are the resources that the market is allowed to hold and sell. It's all food items. Okay. Fish, bread, white meat, standard meat, vegetables, and fruits. Pretty cool. We're on the general tab here. You can also switch over to the supply tab. And when you click on the supply tab, resources are collected from each building. it'll show you currently where the resources are coming from. Right now the person is sleeping, so they're not working. But when they wake up and they actually get to work, you'll notice that some facilities will show up here, and it'll say exactly where they're getting their product from. This will probably actually not show anything for a little while because we don't have food storages yet. We have to build like a hunting hut and things like that. But once those get constructed, basically the market worker will pull right from those locations. Okay. Our next objectives. Gathering food. Build a gatherer hut. Assign a gatherer. Gather your first fruit. Gather your first herb. Okay. So let's go into the construction panel here. And it might be in food, I think. Yeah, the gatherer's hut. Pre-materials, as you can see here. And then we have the second tier of materials needed. No, okay. The building where edible fruits and small amounts of medicinal plants from the forest are collected. And we have a kind of a diameter of collectible range. So wherever you place this, they will collect within that kind of range. And basically there's like plants and shrubs they're going after. And wherever you hover, you'll notice there's a percentage calculator there. In green, it can go to red. The higher the percentage, the better efficiency that they can find the foods and herbals that they're looking for and actually, collect them and take them back. Now, do I want to set it up here? I can't build on some of this area because the land is too rugged. Let's take a look over for here. Oh, wow. In the clear-cut area, actually. Productivity 100%. Let's do it right here. Can I move this over here a little bit more? Yes, I can. Boom. Now this might be reason and excuse enough to build a road. It'll take us a little closer to our clear-cut carpentry area, which might help out in the future once those trees do grow back. But it'll also help our gatherers, travel to and fro. So let's make a road here. Just stem it right from here. Should I square it off? I could do an angle, or I could square it off. Could try to be a little bit tidy here, and maybe I'll sort of square it off a bit. See, if you square it off too much, though, it might depreciate, the 5% give back, for speed and travel, because they've got to travel this way, then that way. Sometimes traveling on the z-axis is quicker, so that's the thing. But building roads and squares is nice and tidy, for compressing buildings together, making things nice and knit. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Do we do it that way, or do we kind of be a little bit sloppier and make things more angular and, for the sake of quicker travel, right? Now this gathering site is probably a gathering site that I want to keep here for a while. So maybe it's good that I concentrate more on, road efficiency, rather the grid sort of format. So we'll do that and run to the side there. Cool. Oh, they're already laying down their materials, getting to go on the gathering hut, because I still have it set to six workers, 6 builders. And there's a family icon down here, so yeah, way down here at the bottom left of the screen, we'll click on villagers, and it gives us a bit of a menu here. We can look at the families as a whole, we can look at the village population as a whole, we can also search for specific villagers by name, I believe. Gotta type it in. If we have any warriors, we can take a look at them, and any heroes. We don't have any of those right now. So I'd like to look at the families, so I'll select that. And here we have 3 particular families currently. We have the Haldano family, we have the Ulf family, and we have the Trigv family, if I'm saying that right. If you select on a family, it gives you a drop down of all the people in that family. And that's basically all the people of that blood. It can be the parents, it can be the children, it can be relatives even, right? It can be brothers and sisters of the parents, whoever basically holds that last name. And it gives you a quick synopsis about what's going on with them. What their work type is like, their current work type. It's given by symbol, if they're sleeping or not, if they're currently in bed or not, sleeping. And we've got their happiness level. Basically, the more green it becomes is the happier they are. The more red it is, the more unhappy they are. Their hunger level. The green means they're not hungry at all, but when it gets close to red, it means they're starting to starve, right? So you get a quick look at that. And then their health. Have they taken any bodily damage, or do they have some illness happening? This gives a general impression of where their health is at. Again, green is healthiest, and red is doing pretty bad. If you go into each character individually, you can get a better synopsis on what exactly the conditions are that are affecting a character in a certain way. You know, it'll actually tell you in a quick sort of toolbar, I believe, or a quick add-on area. You can actually read a little bit. Exit out of that. Okay, so let's see how this is going with the gathering hut. Still being constructed. All right. Still have our mines there. Now, we can see some of these trees are starting to grow back up here. Young trees. Yeah, unfortunately with this game, you can't click on the resources. You can't actually click on to see, to get any kind of detail on them. It may not be as necessary with the trees. You know, I would maybe kind of like this feature, because I know a lot of these types of games do have that feature where you can click on a resource node and you know, kind of get an impression of how much resources are still available there, you know, what has been taken away from that resource node, or just to get some simple sort of descriptive information. So in this game, you can't really get that. And not even with the rocks over here. You know, I'm trying with the rocks and nothing. So really it's just a graphical, it's all by graphical kind of impression. Once you see a tree falling, or a young tree, or rocks graphically diminishing from a node, you kind of get the impression of how much of that node is being disappeared or being worked. Okay. Alright, well, I've got to take off for now, guys, and run my errand. So I'll close this segment of the video off for now. When we come back, we'll see this gathering hut through, and it'll come to its completion there. But for now, we'll take a break, and I'll touch base with you in a moment.